to episode 44 of the 3 Count Out podcast. My name is Era V1. I am finally back after a week away. No Jackal this week. He's in Japan sparring with Kenny Omega, getting him ready for his return on January 5th. But this week, I have with me the Dudley Boys of Detroit. We got FGK. We got Mike.
I like how this has gotten a lot more streamlined now. I don't even have to introduce. We don't have to introduce ourselves anymore. It just comes with the job now.
Yeah, 44 episodes. I got it down.
For some reason, I thought it was 45. Who knows?
I don't know.
Listen. I was asking myself the same question. I went through and I counted. Each episode right before we started. We're at 44.
Very nice. I trust your judgment.
Yeah, we'll find out that I fucked up in a couple of weeks when it's January. And I go, yeah, it's 1 year since the pod in episode 51? Huh? And then we just reset.
Something doesn't feel right.
It's fine.
That's fine. We have so much wrestling to talk about. We should probably get it out of the way because there's just too much to talk about this week.
I mean, it is. It's nonstop. We had that big old pay-per-view not here.
Blood money. I'm sorry. Crown Jewel. My bad.
Bless you. That was a big sneeze. I heard that.
All right. Hey, listen. Hold on. Before we get into this, as somebody who just edited the last episode a couple of days ago, it's still fresh on the brain. Can we not do an Indian accent when we're talking about Saudi Arabia?
I don't know what you're talking about.
There's only one guy that does that.
I don't even know.
Oh, I'm aware there's only one guy, Mike. I'm aware.
Is that not the native accent of Saudi Arabia?
No, Saudi Arabia is not India, Kev. They are different. Just like Jade Cargill and Cora Jade are different people.
They really are.
Okay, well that one's kind of a pain in the ass. All right, it's like there's Michael Johnson, there's Johnson Michael, same fucking person. Honestly, pick a different lane.
You got it. I believe in you.
Got him already.
Off to a roaring start.
It's been a week. I have not stopped working, and now I feel like it's definitely showing.
You're all right. Just let's not do any more Indian accents. But yeah, we had blood money, and they got their literal blood diamond rings to go with it.
Nice.
Yeah, I like how they were like, well, Cody doesn't have the dynamite diamond ring anymore. Wait a minute. Why don't we just do it ourselves?
What was the point of them carrying around? Because listen, when I was at Raw, during every commercial break, they would cut backstage and show this belt being carried around in this hard plastic case, and they were like pointing it like it was like the entire night. They were like, "Ooh, everybody look at this belt! Ooh, everybody look at this belt!" What? It's just gonna sit in a fucking Saudi Arabia tourist trap? Like,
yeah.
I mean,
that's exactly what
it's
the
arguably
prince
cooler.
wants.
It's arguably cooler if they get rings, in my opinion, because then that's at least something where, like, you know, they can wear it. It's a little bit more classy than a championship belt, so maybe they can wear it out. But also it becomes a stat that's actually tracked, and it sounds like they may actually give a shit about it.
I mean, until they forget about it, but then the prince is going to be really angry.
Like a year, you know, like
we
get like a 4 or 5 time Crown Jewel champ, you know.
You know, unfortunately, I know it would take too long, like way too long to do this fully. But having like a Cody Rhodes that's slowly descending into madness, so every year he cheats to win the belt just so he can go to Saudi Arabia and get the ring again, so he can complete like a Thanos gauntlet level of all the rings.
I was thinking Sami Zayn was going to get like the Thanos gauntlet. Because it's a Saudi Arabia pay-per-view. He's like Superman over there.
That'd be too on the nose.
Well, that's what he needs the rings for punching people in the nose. You keep the rings on, it's like brass knuckles, but it's legal.
I just think, because, I mean, we have Cody, that's their new John Cena. I would just like to see him be the guy that just slowly descends into madness. And he's like, I need the rings. I need all the rings.
Cody's heel turn has to come soon. Well, not soon, but at least it needs to come at some point, for sure.
Mm-hmm. He's not the only one.
Oh?
That's got to go. That's got to come to Saudi Arabia. No, I don't know what you guys thought I meant by that.
Oh, are you going to Saudi Arabia? I'm not.
No, they don't like me there. I kept giving them Indian accents, and they said, you're not coming back here.
That's true. Out of anybody on this podcast, you would be the one not allowed in the country. Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't want to go back anyway. Huh?
Go back?
Yeah, I
had allowed him once, and then he's just like in the petting zoo.
That's how they get you.
Oh, you fell in the gorilla pit in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this. They were the first Harambe. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, Goldberg didn't show up. Let's really relish in the fact
Thank God.
that Bill Oldberg did not ruin an already boring pay-per-view.
Thank God he stayed in the fucking retirement home.
Jeez.
Again, it wasn't what I would call like a boring pay-per-view. It was a safe pay-per-view for Saudi Arabia. Like, they clearly wanted to be like, hey, we're not going to fuck this up. You guys be happy. Hooray.
Please.
They gave, I'm assuming it's still all what they really want as the winners. Because it was, the first match, I was like, well, come on. They love Roman Reigns, right? I was like, he's got to win. And I was very wrong.
Solo winning clean?
Yeah, I definitely didn't expect Solo to pin him clean in the middle of the ring. Obviously, it was a tag match, a big tag match, so there was some help in general. But, he still, there wasn't any foot on the rope or anything like that. He just pinned him right in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3.
I don't mind that Solo pinned him. I mind that there's no reason for Solo to pin him clean, because Solo's not built as a, unstoppable force. He's just Solo. He's lost quite a lot, actually. He's just Solo, and now he's like, oh, but no, he's unstoppable now.
Well, I'd argue WWE wants us to almost view Solo as a somewhat credible threat. They at least want us to view Solo at the same level of the Usos, I feel. And he's not. He still feels like the Usos' little brother, Yeah. So I think that may have been a little bit maybe why they had him pin him clean, but I'm surprised they had Solo pin Roman at all, clean or not.
I think they're still trying to show hey, Roman isn't complete without his full tribe. True. And that includes, maybe somebody like his wise man.
Mm-hmm. Or if they need a fourth for War Games, maybe the honorary Us, Sami Zayn.
Could be.
How do you guys feel about the now that the bloodline is back as Roman and the Usos, now that they're all back together, but as good guys? How do you guys feel? I almost wish they would have waited a little bit longer to bring Jay and Jimmy back in. I understand the timing of it being with War Games, but I almost wish Roman wouldn't have taken the I understand he took time off after WrestleMania. I wish he would have at least showed up, just so that way, they could have built to it a little bit more instead of Jimmy and I get that they're brothers and all that, and obviously in real life they don't hate each other, but in story they're supposed to hate each other's guts. They didn't talk to each other for half a year or whatever it is. I wish it would have been more than a week or 2 weeks of just oh, Jimmy's back. Oh, we're good now. Okie dokie.
One super kick and one surprise return later, and you can forgive your brother entirely. That's how it works.
In my opinion, it almost. I wish Jimmy.
Thanksgiving was coming up. Why make it complicated?
Well, I wish Jimmy would have been by himself for a little bit longer, because Jay had this great solo run. He's the internet. No one's going to look at Jay and think that he's a tag team wrestler. You look at Jimmy and you're like, oh yeah, he's Roman's guy. That's what he's been for 5 or 6 years. And when they were in the Usos, you saw both of them as equal competitors in the team. But, now when they're the bloodline, it's like Jimmy Uso is just a fucking side character. Maybe he's cool with it. I don't know, but.
Speaking of, so quick sidebar away from Crown Jewel, did you see the report that Jay outsold CM Punk and Roman Reigns combined in the month of October for merch sales?
What the fuck? And those Yeet shirts are really fucking
people love
selling.
Yeah, dude. Eating left and right.
But, so does this mean that CM Punk is now going to jump him backstage and beat him up because he outsold him?
No,
yeah, CM Punk's going to cut a pipe bomb on
a bigger
Jay.
star like he did with Jack Perry.
He's gonna what?
Make another big star like he did with Jack Perry.
Oh, right.
Can't have that. But so that match, it was pretty good.
A match.
I mean, it wasn't anything crazy, but I mean, it wasn't terrible by any means.
It was, it was just. It was just. Was it the first match?
Yeah, that they kicked off Saudi Arabia with them, which I actually thought was cool. I was like, oh, wow, we're kicking it off with the Bloodline, and we're actually finishing with like the match that's supposed to be the final match. Look at that.
So were the women the main event?
No.
I had to ask, Mike.
Oh, God. Man, I don't care what they say. You're a funny man.
Well, because usually, like, if your men's championship match opens, your women's closes, or if your women's open, your men's closes.
Do you know where this pay-per-view was held?
You're right. We're at Saudi Arabia. They were fucking piss break, weren't they?
No. Well, kind of. So it depends on what your definition of piss break was, because I mean, then we'll get there. But the next match was the women's fatal 4-way match for the tag team championships, and it was actually like they did a good job of here's all of the women tag teams we have. They each got their spot. I think they did a good job of showing everybody. They really, for some reason, are pushing Lash and Jakara like fucking stars.
Just a random call up too.
Well, and that's like they still say they're from NXT. They don't say it's a call up. So
yeah, I don't know. I think it's just to get some eyes out there, like I would argue out of any of the women's tag teams on NXT, they're probably actually I guess because you got Fatal or not Toxic, Fatal Attraction, Fatal Influence.
It's Deadly
Attraction, now. Deadly Influence, Pretty Deadly.
Like
no, Pretty Deadly's a different team. You know what I mean? Like there's not a lot of female NXT tag teams that are established.
Yeah, but I mean, it still showed off that Io and Kyrie are fucking great. Bianca has great chemistry with Io for some reason in particular. Jade versus Lash Legend was a solid stare down because you actually have like two big, strong women just in the center of the ring staring each other down.
That's like a future WrestleMania main event. Jade and Lash just staring each other down. It's like, damn, two powerhouses.
Well, and Chelsea is still out there just being Chelsea, and she's fucking great at everything. She makes you laugh. She does whatever she needs to. They give her a role, and she delivers every time. It's well done.
Mm-hmm. Runs in the family over there. Runs in the family.
But, yeah, so the match was good. Jade and Cora retained. Or not Jade and Cora. Jade and Bianca. God damn it, Kevin. Have me saying it now.
Mike, they're different people.
It's not so easy, is it?
But yeah, I mean, overall, decent match, fun enough.
Fun enough.
The next one, which, I mean, I guess it got Seth back in the ring. Made, I think, Bronson look even better. People are like, I can't believe they made him lose for nothing. He took a stomp onto the stairs outside the ring, another stomp inside the ring, and a stomp off the top rope to get pinned. And then after the 3, he still, Seth rolled out of the ring, and he still stood up, blood streaming down his face. So, I mean, Bronson Reed looked like a fucking monster. They did a good job showing him off there. And he said, this isn't over. So,
no, yeah, it's never over with Bronson Reed. He's like prime, remember Braun Strowman? You're gonna get these hands. I'm not finished with you.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with Braun. I think Braun might be slowly getting phased out.
Slowly? I think he's also okay with it.
I thought he was.
He might be. Out. But I mean, it was again a fun match. It got people. Well, I should say it got people involved, but really they were just chanting Seth Rollins' theme song the whole time.
Understandable.
That sounds familiar.
Me too.
But this crowd was not great. I'm going to call that, and I'm going to just throw that out there real quick.
It's a Saudi Arabia crowd. That's never great.
Well, yeah, but I expected, chanting through the whole thing, and they did good. They did really good for entrances, but then as soon as like the matches started, silent.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if they were trying to like copy that New Japan type crowd or what, but I was like, I don't know how I feel about all this. And then after that, we had, let me see. Also, if you guys know who MF Doom is, Bronson Reed's gear.
He did. He died.
I saw that. Yeah. What did you say, Kev?
He died.
Yeah, MF Doom is dead. Correct. Mm-hmm.
That's all I know about him.
Yep. The next match,
that's all that's notable about MF.
I mean, I know he's a rapper, but I mean, I can't tell you any of his songs.
We'll do an MF Doom episode at some point.
Okay, so good. I'd like to be up to date.
This is what I wish that there was a video in this podcast, because my face right now, I'm Kev.
Well, let's start doing live podcasts then.
Okay, we got to get you a mic and a camera then.
You do got my mic and camera.
Well, you know what? I have a camera on my phone. It won't look great, but I have one there.
Actually, hold on.
Can we get the same quality that the McAfee podcast has for their guests, where it's like 240p? Even though they're a multi-million-dollar podcast.
Yeah, we'll throttle the Discord call. Yeah.
I was gonna say I'll make sure I'll put my camera through a cheese grater first.
Thank you.
To really get that.
Yeah, just take a hammer and smash your lens real quick.
Oh, there we go. Problem solved. Then was the next match that again, why they picked these two to face each other? Okay.
Who?
It was Nia versus Liv, and I mean, they actually did decent together until like towards the end, and it just got kind of sloppy. Like they were waiting for Raquel to interfere, and then they were waiting for Damien to interfere. Where it's like, okay, guys,
all right,
remember you're supposed to interfere into this match.
It's a big stadium in Saudi Arabia. They got a lot to run.
Yeah, they probably got lost or something.
Wasn't it like freaking super small last time? Did they get that shit changed?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they did. Oh, it's a big stadium now. Oh, okay. So last year was budget cuts.
Yeah, no. This Saudi Arabia event was the biggest and most attendance wise and view wise and all of that. It was the biggest it's ever been. WWE.
Okay, because they said that with everything. They
well, of course WWE says it with everything, but no, like attendance wise, I think there were like 100-something thousand.
Dang, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And they didn't have The Rock there.
No,
and
they didn't have the Brothers of Destruction. They didn't have DX.
What the fuck?
I thought Nia was going to win this match, and Liv won.
Yeah, so did everybody.
And that belt is the size of Liv Morgan. Which I guess, hey, great news. They don't have to carry it around. So, yay. And then that leads to the final match of the night where... Oh, I'm sorry. Well, it does lead to the final match because the match that was supposed to come next didn't happen.
Which was?
It was Randy Orton versus KO.
Oh,
why didn't it happen?
Why didn't it happen? I saw that.
Because while Randy was coming out, Kevin said, you know what? Fuck rules.
Oh.
And he jumped Randy. They started beating the crap out of each other outside the ring. Then they brought a chair in. And they started beating the crap out of each other in the ring with the chair. The ref pulls away from Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens stuns the ref. Everybody else runs down. Randy takes the chair, starts beating the crap out of Kevin Owens. Adam Pearce tries to take it away from him, and he gives Adam Pearce an RKO.
Nice.
Which was funny.
Deserved.
Yeah, they beat the crap out of each other some more. And yeah, that was that.
What's their feud again?
Those things. Kevin thinks everybody turned on him, and so now Kevin's technically the bad guy, but he doesn't think he's a bad guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not Randy Orton just wants not a lot of fuel behind that fire.
No.
It's been like 3 or 4 weeks of build. It hasn't.
Yeah.
They're trying to make it a whole lot more intense than it actually is.
Yeah. Well, and then to use, I was like, okay, Saudi pay-per-view, this is going to be a good match. Oh, we're not having a match.
Okay.
Yeah, just make it a no DQ match.
Yeah, well, instead, no, there was just not a match. We got the final match instead of Cody versus Gunther, where Gunther vowed, I'm going to make him submit or pass out. Go to sleep. I'm sorry. Those were his words.
Okay. I thought that was going to be a lot kinkier.
No, he wanted to make him go night-night.
And he failed.
He did fail. He failed. He countered a top rope Cody cutter, got it with the sleeper. Cody did that little reverse roll-up thing that everybody knows to do when they get in that kind of choke.
Yep, the Bret Hart.
Rolled it up. 1, 2, 3. Cody wins. And, of course, he gets the big Dynamite Diamond ring. I mean, the very expensive Crown Jewel belt. Silly me.
Crown Jewel Championship Diamond Ring is the official name, according to WWE.com.
Gesundheit.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
And yeah, that was the whole pay-per-view. I didn't watch the media scrum afterwards because I didn't care.
Do we ever care?
I mean, some might. I don't.
I
Not
don't.
usually.
No.
No, the media scrums were fun to watch when CM Punk was punching people in the face in AEW, but now they're just...
That's a fair point.
That's not going to happen every scrum. It's not worth it.
That'd be wild. Just every media match, he has like a thing of donuts, and he's just blasting people in the face.
I'm old. I'm tired. I'm sick of this shit.
Watch out, CM Punk has his donuts. He gets violent around Timbits.
I mean, who does?
He has to have a box of donuts at every event, or he will go off.
Them's the rules.
Speaking of going off, I'm hoping that kind of looking over to the world of college football, because that's what I was doing on Saturday instead of watching this Blood Money pay-per-view. I'm hoping. I'm speaking of going off. I'm hoping that Tyler Warren over at Penn State can go off, because I made this bet at this point now 3 weeks ago, but I've been saving it because I want to talk about it on the podcast. Tyler Warren, number 44 from Penn State. I said a couple weeks ago that I'm willing to bet that he would win the Heisman. I am here to follow up. I have made the bet. He opened up at plus 10,000. So,
is that good? I don't know what that means. I don't bet.
It means, so as of right now, I've placed a $25 bet.
I think it's okay. Not 25,000.
No. So if that hits, I get 2,500. But then DraftKings gave me bonus money. So I made a couple more bonus money bets, also around $20. So if Tyler Warren wins the Heisman, we're buying Mike a microphone.
Okay. All right. Let's go Heisman. What team does he play for?
Penn State.
Penn State.
Why? And you feel confident with this pick, or?
Absolutely. Remember a couple weeks ago when I was saying that we had a tight end that was playing tight end, wide receiver, quarterback, center, all of that. You know, he plays like 8 positions. That's Tyler Warren. I think he's going to win the Heisman.
Okay. Who's unbiasedly who's his biggest competition? This can't be a one-way winning race. There's got to be someone in like Ohio
Penn
State
or just overall.
Overall.
Oh boy. Let's see. Number 1 on the Heisman watch. That is a great.
I think Ashton is, and as of right now, I would take Ashton over him because Ashton's going to be at like 4,000 rushing yards in one fucking season because the dude's a goddamn monster. He won't actually be at 4,000, but that's how it feels.
That sure fucking sounds like a lot.
Right now, at the top of the list is Cam Ward from Miami.
Yeah, Cam Ward's making plays.
And that's a Gator, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
He threw 400 yards and 5 touchdowns to lead the Hurricanes to a comeback win over Duke. Ward now has 29 touchdown passes this season, which ties Steve Walsh's program record, set in 1988. This marks his 3rd game with 4 or more passing yards this season, and his 4th game with more passing yards. Ward also moved into the number 5 spot on the NCAA all-time passing list. We had a quite a successful week, I'd say. Well, you know, with the exception of Penn State, but you know, we have an Ohio State problem. We never beat Ohio State. It's all good.
Yeah, we had quite a successful week if you don't include the teams any of us root for.
I mean, I want the Eagles won.
Talking about
Lions won.
I'm talking about college.
Oh,
you know, college was a disaster for us. But I mean,
I mean, I'm not
upsets in college. There were, what was it?
Mhm.
Well, okay. ESPN restarted itself.
Oh.
That's fine. But there were upsets in college. There were things going on. You know, it was a good weekend of football when college started, because I was like, oh, this is going to be pretty boring. And then all of a sudden, you know, we started off with, I should have known, we started off with Ohio State and Penn State. I should have known it was just going to get good from there.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot. Unfortunately, James Franklin, like I said, does have an Ohio State problem. I believe we are now 1-20 against Ohio State.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, not great, or maybe 2-20. It's still not great. Doesn't really matter.
Well, and when that game started, I was like, holy shit, Penn State's gonna fucking win.
Yeah, you sure thought that, huh? Yeah, you really. Hey, I was with you, man. I was also thinking that. Listen, when you have a game, because this game was super close. When you have a game it's that close, and you have yet again, I'm gonna bring up the fumble, because I think it was a fumble of an Ohio State player. He caught the ball, got 2 feet down, took 2 steps, and then dropped the ball. Penn State recovered it for a touchdown, and they ruled that it was not a fumble, because they said he never had possession of the ball. However, I don't agree with that.
Going into that, there were a lot of calls this weekend when it came to catches, not catches.
Yeah.
You know, there were a lot of things where I was just like, I don't know if I understand the rules of college football anymore, because there was that one. Then there was one where, a dude caught a ball in the end zone this was NFL, but he got a foot, the same foot again, and almost part of his ass.
Yeah, the same foot twice, but not 2 different feet. So it wasn't, because you have to have both feet down, not 2 feet.
Meanwhile, a guy got in another game a foot and an elbow. Mm-hmm. That's fine.
Yeah, because that was 2 point. It was 2 different limbs making a point of contact, I think, is what the
one elbow equals 1 foot.
Yeah.
1 foot twice does not equal 2 feet.
No.
And 1 ass cheek equals 2 feet, because if you fall on your ass, it's a touchdown.
Yes.
Okay,
so we're on the same page here. Feet, ass, in. Okay.
Football math.
Football.
1 feet equals 1 ass cheek. Or wait, no, 2. Hold on. 2 feet equals 1 ass. This is like that fucking SATs. I got no idea.
some Hannibal Lecter ass math you got going on here.
The NFL, I believe I was getting into conspiracy theories online.
Oh, exciting.
As you do.
And because people are like, man, I think the Lions might have made somebody mad at NFL corporate.
Oh, 100%. 1,000%.
Because it seems like, man, they just can't catch a break between Jameson Williams, what happened to Brian Branch, because if anybody saw the New Orleans game, Chris Olave is almost a fucking potato now.
Yeah, is he okay?
I believe he is what we would call in the business very fucking concussed.
Tua?
That's one way to put it. He was knocked out cold.
Who?
Yeah, Kev, I tagged you in it on Facebook as well.
Facebook?
Not Facebook. X.
No, okay.
The other one. You know.
I was going to say, I will not see it.
When was the last time you logged into Facebook?
Okay, 2008?
Was it even around in 2008?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
I don't care.
I had it in 2008.
Is this the... Who?
Chris Olave. He's from New Orleans. He got legit smushed between 2 guys, and he was left a heap on the floor.
What?
The Guardian caps are... Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. You don't need them.
Was he wearing one?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
good.
he was not.
Well, it's a good thing.
Honest,
otherwise, he would have looked like a dork.
To be honest.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank God he didn't look like a dork when he got knocked the fuck out. To be honest, though, when you get hit that hard, how much is that Guardian cap really going to help? He got knocked
not much. Not much. You're talking like a concussion that lasts like 72 hours and a concussion that lasts 70 hours. Is it better? Yes. Does it matter much? Not really.
Yeah, no, he got knocked the fuck out. Hey, speaking of guard, fucking CTE Tua still fucking diving head first.
Yeah, he is. Going on? That man refuses to die.
Did you guys? I don't know if you guys were actually like if you had the volume on during the game, but when he did that, the announcer was like, "Uh-oh, he's running."
Yeah.
I think. Nope, he's fine.
Man, he is as one ballsy player. He really wants them to lose, but he's gonna look tough.
Something.
Tua,
like
you should wear a Guardian cap. No.
No.
Okay.
I'm not good. No way on one. Okay. Whatever you say, buddy.
I mean, I wouldn't say much. It's just the fact that they're not really playing well. But now it makes me think, is it really Tua? Is it the whole team? Is it helping that it wasn't Tua, but now it is?
Your concussed quarterback that's been concussed 3 seasons in a row probably isn't helping any.
Yeah.
Well, so back to the Lions. We get, the Lions game pretty good. Brian Branch gets ejected.
Dumb.
Yeah, dumb call.
Stupid. But
the fact that you have Tom Brady, Pat McAfee, football players going the ejection was dumb. It makes no sense. The penalty, of course. The ejection is definitely someone in New York trying to make a statement either about hits like that or the Lions themselves.
And what gets me is that you have some the exact same call happening for Puka, who's punching somebody in the face. So you're telling me that's the same as punching somebody in the fucking face? If he's getting thrown out for that hit, Puka should have been fucking suspended for 3 games.
Yeah.
But then in that game also, I just wanted to point out, the Packers have Jordan Love, who is fighting an injury.
Valiantly.
Well, so he can't fucking run. It is blatantly apparent.
He's trying.
He's hobbling. And
he's out there working his hardest. Single mom who works 2 jobs.
The best example, the Lions burst through the line, not touched. And they just basically stand there waving their arms because they're well, we're not going to hit the crippled kid. What?
Kind of wish they did.
Feel bad.
He's hobbling away, and they're just standing there waving their arms because they're are we supposed to murder him?
Run, Forrest,
feels
run.
like it would be murder.
There was one play in particular where I'll say that was definitely a fact. It was the second or third missed hike where he fumbled it, and you had 3 Lions defenders go right up to him, and you had one guy who's just waving his arms. And you could see that if he just kept charging, he would have nailed him. And he threw the ball and it didn't go anywhere. And he was he put his hands to his head and he's oh, I could have got him.
Oh,
yeah. He's man, I really could have murdered that man.
Yeah.
And everybody's yeah.
Yeah, you could have.
Why didn't you?
I mean, at this rate, it probably is a good thing because we probably would have got a call from the NFL higher up saying yeah, eject that guy. Didn't like it.
Yeah, that was mean.
That was a meanie thing to do.
What the fuck was that celebration though? The fucking headstand.
That was awesome, and that was Amon-Ra St. Brown making a statement to the Packers. I love his feud with the Packers fans because Packers fans suck. I'm glad if you guys are listening to this podcast. I really do appreciate it. You guys aren't that bad, but for the sakes of being a Lions fan, you guys suck. And I love that he wore the shirt that says Green Bay sucks. And then was just taunting all over the stadium. Got Montgomery blowing kisses at the end of the game. I'd love to see it.
Have some fun with it. Play with your food.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they were doing. The Lions were hungry, and they ate. They ate all that cheese.
Well, they should. Cheese is decent.
It's not bad.
No. Yeah, overall, good game. We had Saquon pulling out
reverse hurdles,
NFL street moves.
Oh yeah, the backwards hurdle.
Game.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Full transparency. Until I figured out Kenny Omega was coming back, that was gonna be what Jackal was helping train with.
I mean, fair.
But I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if Jackal has the verticals to leap up and jump over a lineman. I don't really know. But yeah, unfortunately though, Saquon's amazing backwards hurdle, not the only headline coming out of this game, because we have breaking news coming from Philadelphia, coming from the NovaCare complex. This just in: Nick Sirianni, head coach Nick Sirianni, allergic to kicking a field goal, allergic to taking an extra point. And the reason why he didn't do it at all on Sunday is because he didn't have his EpiPen. He left it at home. So that's why there were no field goals and no extra points. The Eagles
makes so much sense.
The Eagles totally didn't give me you know what really would have helped with the game that's this close? The 3 extra points we didn't take. Especially the 1 extra point that we got, that we then took off the board for some reason. I don't get it. I said it. I didn't say it last week. I said it 2 weeks ago. I'll say it again. Nick Sirianni has to go. He's been the one constant problem for the past 3 or 4 seasons. Every single time there's a fucking play call, it's on a 3rd down, it's in the end zone. That's when Sirianni is making his play calls. They fucking suck. He has some weird vendetta against, like, as soon as something doesn't work, he's like, I'm going to fucking show you that it works. And it's like, hey, man, maybe don't. We have one of the best fucking kickers in the NFL. Jake, I'll tell you, Jake Elliott, all right, on my fantasy team, okay? Jake Elliott fucking let me down this week. 4 points. You know, the past couple weeks, he's been getting like 9, 10, 11 points. This week he got 4 because they just refused to bring him in until it was like 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter. And they're like, oh, Jake Elliott's going to try for a 57-yard field goal. We'll see if that works. Like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? We got Jalen Hurts. We got Saquon Barkley. A.J. Brown may be out for a little bit. He had a knee injury. He went out late in the first half. But he's not hurt. He's not out. They're saying he's like a day-by-day type thing. Like, he has a knee injury, but they took him out before it got too bad. But, like, what? Like, what are we doing? Why aren't we kicking? I'm so confused. We legitimately took the foot out of football. Like, I don't understand.
Well, they don't want you to understand. That's what that is.
No, got to keep you on your toes. What's the fun? Mm-hmm. What's the fun if you know? Then everybody knows.
No, we have no idea. Although Jalen Hurts, the 1 interception that he threw was overturned, so Jalen Hurts still has no interceptions this season.
Well, hey.
Patrick Mahomes has 9. and their team's 7-0 somehow.
With the most in the whole league, Jordan Love has 10.
Does he?
Oh, boy.
And you did say yesterday that he's played the least, and he's got the most.
Yeah, he was out 2 games this season with an injury.
Oh, boy, that is saying something.
And then
that is
other
rough.
Games we had, Bills beat the Dolphins in a game that got way more competitive than I thought it was going to. The Ravens shit on the Broncos.
Yeah.
Just dog stomped them. Kevin's favorite coach beat the Browns, which again is like beating the kid with 1 leg.
Yeah,
so
the Jordan Love team.
Doesn't help that Jameis Winston had 3 interceptions on that one.
Oof.
The Saints, after murdering one of their own teammates, blew it and lost to the Carolina fucking Panthers. So if you want to know how bad the Saints are, they lost to Carolina.
Disappointing. So disappointing. How do you lose to Carolina?
By murdering one of your teammates.
True.
The Bengals are doing the same thing they do every year, where they're like, oh, I guess we're going to be good now. And they're starting to win games. Joe Burrow's threw for 5 fucking touchdowns because why not? And the Las Vegas Raiders proved that they still don't have a fucking quarterback. Shocker to nobody. And they got rid of their 1 of 2 good wide receivers. So he's like, I'll throw it to 1 guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're talking about the
he's
Vikings?
down there somewhere.
No, the Vikings actually have a few wide receivers. They just
really, because I only ever see him throwing it to Jefferson. Not that I'm complaining, because I have him on my fantasy football, but I also feel like every time I watch the Vikings game, it's always Darnold.
No, they have Jordan Addison as well, who's pretty good. They just got T.J. Hawkinson back, which is mildly terrifying.
This was his first game back, wasn't it?
Yeah, he only had like 2 passes, I think. The Commanders beat the Giants in a game that was way closer than it should have been. The Falcons beat the Cowboys because the Cowboys are a big pile of dookie.
When you have your franchise star quarterback saying, "We fucking suck." Whew,
yeah, we fucking suck.
Yeah, we suck.
And everybody's like, "We know. We're your fans. We know.
We have known." You think this is new information?
Very well
didn't
aware.
have to tell us. We are well aware.
Just
Fuck Dallas.
love seeing.
Fuck
I don't really
Dallas.
have. I don't know why. It's not the city of Dallas. It's not even the Cowboys, and it's not even
It's
the
the
Cowboy fans.
Oh, it's
I
the
mean, I don't.
fans
If
for
it's
me.
not me being honest, I hate Vikings fans and I hate Packers fans. Last year, I hated the Seahawks fans because they won just as much, but I'm letting it slide because Packers and Vikings fans are relentlessly annoying.
Yeah, cheeseheads
I
suck.
think
But like, it's something about just seeing that 90-year-old decrepit man
that's what it is.
super upset just
On his
makes me
birthday.
smile. I don't know
I think
what it is.
everybody rightfully hates Jerry Jones because
Is it because
that
he
man,
looks so smug or something? It's something. There's something about
because
it.
you know, I'm going to say this, and
Oh, this
I'm
is
also
not
saying-
this is not a good sentence.
I'm going to also say allegedly, but he seems like the one that goes, "Come here, boy," when he's talking.
Oh
to people.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. He definitely.
Oh yeah, he 100% says boy when he started. Yeah,
Dak took the
Like,
money and he took it
He still
knowing
really
that.
wishes it was
Yeah.
like 1930, 1940s.
Yeah, back then I didn't have to pay you guys. Yeah, maybe that's why. Maybe he just gives off that vibe.
Yeah. And he's also, I mean, he built a good team with money, but then he's also ruined a good team
with money.
by not spending his money the right way.
So his philosophy of building a football team is just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yeah, just pile
gave
money
this
into it until
one
it works.
guy $50 million. Cool.
Mhm.
What about these other guys that are really important? Fuck them. We'll figure it out.
Next year,
Okay.
if I read the report right, next year 2 players will be equivalent of their 41% salary cap. Just 2
Which is
players.
Which
Wow.
is excessive. Granted, I mean,
Insane.
Wow, that's
Over
how
the
do you
next 2 years.
divide
Especially
that?
when one of those is Dak.
hey, again, I guess to make them feel better, the Browns are, even though dipshit isn't playing, and even if he never plays again, they still have to pay him like what, $100 million the next 2 years, something like
Yeah.
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't feel bad for them at all. They decided
No.
to take a convicted, horrible person and pay him a shitload of money. They deserve to waste every single penny on their horrible ass decision for that.
Oh yeah, and they
I know he's convicted and he was found guilty, but I'd rather give him $400 million to be a shit quarterback. Oh God, he's dead. We'll pay him anyway, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
All right, and then on to more games. We have the Vikings beating the Colts, which, if anybody was surprised by that, why? Why would you be surprised?
I thought the Colts almost had it. I thought the Colts almost had it,
It was
man.
actually a pretty good game. I wouldn't say it was a blowout. I mean, Darnold it definitely played a little bit better, and there were some good plays, but I would not say it was like Vikings 99.9 guaranteed.
Better than Thursday
but
Night
I
Football.
mean, I'll be honest. I didn't ever expect the Colts to win. Anthony Richardson is a average at best quarterback who is going the way a la Tua,
Oh no!
but
Brain
in
damage.
more of a bitch way. I mean, again, when you have a quarterback that fucking taps out, like
That is
tired.
to date the stupidest thing. And there's people online, they're like, what, people can't take a break? No, not when your whole job description is an elite athlete. You don't get to just get tired. I'm sorry. Now, if you're working at if you're just, Fat Joe Schmo and your whole thing isn't being a professional athlete, then yeah, you get tired. But he's getting paid millions of dollars to be in incredible shape and to not get tired. I'm sorry. He a bitch bitch.
Oh,
Yeah. And
that's what that spells.
and like even with that, like when they're not, it's not like he's only playing 1 day a week either. Like they are practicing every single day. There is no way in hell that an NFL quarterback can be like, my cardio isn't good enough. I need to go sit on the bench for a little bit.
I said sweepy today.
You stand in the pocket and throw the fucking football. Fuck off.
And you're the quarterback.
You're the leader.
Exactly.
You're the leader of the team.
Stay out there. You're tired. Be tired. Work harder. Work better.
I know when you're not going to be tired? When the game's over.
I do want to clarify one thing that happened this weekend that people are giving DJ Moore shit about. It happened during the Bears game. Caleb Williams scrambling in the back because Chicago's offensive line is made of paper.
Mm-hmm. Hopes and dreams.
Yeah. DJ Moore's running around, and then all of a sudden, like, if you're not paying attention, you see him walk off to the side, and you're thinking, like, did this dude just fucking quit mid-play? I don't think that's what it was. It looks like he accidentally stepped out of bounds and then was like, fuck. And, like, that's why he walked the rest of the way, because why would you stay in bounds and confuse your quarterback when you could step out and give him, make it so he knows who he has to throw to or can throw to? Because once you step out, if you touch the ball again, then it's a penalty.
Which I've been noticing a lot. Maybe it's just because I've been watching a lot more football this year, but I feel like I've seen that penalty like almost once a week. I mean, granted, that's a lot of games. It's a lot of players. It's a lot of throws. A lot of opportunities. But I feel like I see the one where the dude goes out of bounds, comes in, catches it, and then they call the penalty. Like, that's just... I feel like I've seen it once, now I see it a lot. Yeah. That's not like a new thing, though, is it? That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I've seen it more frequently.
No, but it is one of those things where, I think we have people that just don't really understand where they're at on the field anymore. So they're just like, oh, what? What do you mean I was out of bounds? I wasn't. I think the coach looks at them like, you are an asshole.
I think there's also, we saw this a couple of times in the Eagles-Jags game, but I think there's a good amount of also just like kind of hope the referees don't see it and fake it till you make it, because any coach is going to want you to just keep, you just keep playing until the whistle's blown, and if you have the ball in your hands and they're not blowing the whistle, you better be running to the end zone.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Then
is that all
the games? I think we talked about all of them. Cardinals beating the Bears' ass.
Yeah, there's a shock.
A bunch.
Cardinals decided just to play this week, apparently.
And Era, you really haven't been able to have this feeling because you've been an Eagles fan, and the Eagles have more or less always had a competent team. The talk, just to say it as a Lions fan for once, just being able to hear people say, like, man, this Lions team might be like the best in the NFC.
No, I'm sorry, best in the NFL.
Well, they're saying NFC right now because obviously there are undefeated teams and all that other stuff. But
I've heard a lot of people say NFL, including like.
So weird to hear as a Lions fan because
it don't happen.
We had the team that went 0-16. We had the team that
we were the first. We were the easy
team where people are like, well, we know we can.
All right,
this week at least.
Throwing the second stringers. We're facing the Lions this week. We're good.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah, it's different. It's nice, and on our revenge tour, it's lovely, and everybody's like saying like we're too big for our britches. Be like, bitch, we've never had britches to be big of. Like this is new.
I think the Lions are lined up for a super exciting super exciting weekend or super exciting season, and we're lined up for super exciting weekend this weekend over in the SEC because I have the list here. Jackal again is in Japan helping Kenny Omega train for his return on January 5th or whatever the fuck. But we have a list here, and we're looking at in college. We're looking at some SEC games this weekend. Yeah, you know we're starting off at noon with a little bit. In my opinion, a team that might have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder because we got Florida at Texas. So we got the Florida Gators versus the Texas Longhorns. Texas Longhorns, number 5. They have definitely gone down from where they were the past couple of weeks. Again, they're at Texas, so I don't even know why you would pick Florida in this situation, but maybe.
I mean, there's always the room for the upset, but yeah, I would pick Texas, obviously.
Did Texas lose last week? Was there a big upset last week?
They lost to Georgia.
Yeah, Texas lost to Georgia on the 19th, so 2 weeks ago.
But I don't know if I would call that an upset. It was just, man, right now in college football, I legitimately think anything can happen. The only thing I know, though, is that Ohio State looks strong, but Penn State made them look beatable. Penn State, I think, still has a chance if they don't fuck around.
Yeah, I mean, we're 7-1. We're fine. Penn State's fine.
I think, what is it, Indiana that's also 7-0?
Indiana is 9-0.
9-0, that's...
How the fuck?
Yeah, that Indiana team is just quietly putting up win after win.
Yeah, they're sitting at number 8. They're good too. They're in the playoffs.
How many games is it? NFL, college, 18-game season, and then playoffs and all that shit.
No, college is 13
15 or 16, right?
Yeah, 15.
15. Does that? That's,
50,
but that's regular season.
16 and then bowls, because bowls start like mid-December. That's when classes let out.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
College football is, for the most part, like 1 week ahead of the NFL, kind of. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't go with Texas in this situation, but definitely going to be a fun game in the SEC to open up the day, and then a little bit later we got. Oh yeah, what you got?
I heard because this is Pick Ems, right?
Mm-hmm.
I heard Jackal say, "You know what? Fuck you guys. I'm going for the upset."
Mm-hmm.
And I heard him say he's picking Florida.
Yeah. The note that I have here from Jackal is, I like dinosaurs, and alligators are basically dinosaurs. Give me Florida.
That tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense, actually. See, now I'm kind of torn because I was gonna pick the Gators because I like the Gators, but now he picked the Gators and he intentionally never tells me his picks because he thinks I always follow him, and I never fucking do. But now I can't start, so I guess I'll just take the other team. I guess.
Bold move. You know what? I'm proud of you.
Thanks. I'm not proud of it.
I'm surprised Kev hasn't caught on the bit yet. Anyway, Vegas has Texas at minus 21.5 for the spread. So Texas is supposed to run away with that. If they have a 21.5 point lead over Florida, whoo boy, that's gonna be quite the game to watch. And then later in the day, again, still in the SEC, we are looking at number 2 Georgia versus number 16 Ole Miss. They are at Ole Miss. Not both teams. Georgia's 7-1. Ole Miss is 7-2.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, you said Georgia and Ole Miss?
Yeah, Georgia and Ole Miss.
My brain heard you and then went, we're not going to retain anything.
University of Georgia versus the Ole Miss Rebels.
God, Ole Miss is another one of those teams that they've been just putting up good numbers and good wins, but I think Georgia losing early made them realize that they were just fucking around So, give me Georgia.
Let's see here. So since I know Mississippi is in the South, they do good football down there. You know,
all of SEC's in the South. It's the Southeastern Conference.
That makes no sense. Man, see now, like, do you go where the rivers flow, or do you go? I don't know shit about Georgia. Cody Rhodes is from there. That's all I know about Georgia. Mississippi has a river. Georgia State has Cody Rhodes.
Mississippi does have a river.
Cody Rhodes versus a river. Who would win? I feel like Cody Rhodes would probably cross Rhodes of the river. The river would kick out and then flow him down river. You're right. Okay, give me Ole Miss.
Holy, that was impressive. That was impressive.
I had to work it out.
Pause for that thought process. My God, you booked out a whole WrestleMania match to get to that.
I really hope he wins now.
Yeah, well, I mean, Ole Miss, Georgia is spreads Georgia minus 2.5, so Georgia is favored to win this one. Realistically, I feel like this is going to be Carson Beck's game to lose. Carson Beck is sitting at 11 interceptions for the year, and
Which
Ole
is
Miss,
what you
they're
call not good.
Yeah, and Ole Miss, they're a team that you just can't make a mistake against. Once they get that lead, they're gonna capitalize. They're gonna keep it moving forward. I mean, they're 7-2. It's not like they haven't been successful. So realistically, I feel like as long as Carson Beck can kind of keep his interceptions down, then maybe they have a chance. But also, it's Carson Beck, so I'm gonna go with Ole Miss.
And from what Jackal told me the other day, he's gonna join me in going with Georgia.
Nice.
He said, "I'll leave it up to you. Whatever you pick, I pick."
All right, well, I'm just writing these down because we got Mike, FGK, Era, because we all went. Or Mike, what did you go, Georgia or Ole Miss?
I went Georgia.
Okay.
Me and Jackal as a cohesive unit went Georgia.
Last time we didn't write this down, and I pissed Jackal off by not doing that. And then, because Florida versus Texas, we all just went Texas except for Jackal.
Yeah.
Because why the fuck would you ever pick Florida to win that?
I mean, again, it'd
be pretty funny if
the NCAA right now, so I think legitimately anything could happen.
It's true. And then here we go. So now we're to finish out the day in the SEC here. We got Bama versus LSU. Bama number 11, LSU number 14. And they are at LSU, so Bama's on the road. Last time, Vanderbilt, they were on the road. Who knows?
You know what? That Bama team has been playing too weird for me.
Too weird.
Like they just, I don't know if they're getting cocky and they're fucking up, or if it's like what it actually is, but that team isn't performing the way an Alabama team should.
I agree.
So, give me LSU.
Okay, LSU.
So again, there's Louisiana versus Alabama. Alabama slammer. Louisiana. What was that thing called? Was it the Louisiana Purchase? Okay, so now we're going back to history. So what came first, Louisiana Purchase or the Alabama Slammer?
Louisiana Purchase, for sure.
Louisiana Purchase.
Yeah, that definitely became before the Alabama Slammer.
I mean, you never know. George Washington was just throwing moves out.
We don't know George Washington. Yeah. Maybe he went up to King George or King... Was it King George? Whatever fucking king it was. Whichever one we beat. Maybe he went up to him and he Alabama slammed him.
I mean, that would make the most sense. So for that instance, because the Alabama Slam has been around for longer, I'm going to go with the Alabama Slammer. I'm sorry, Louisiana. Louisiana, sorry. Louisiana Purchase came first. Louisiana. Too many things are happening right now.
Okay, so we're going Kev with Louisiana. All right. I'm also going to go with Louisiana because I said it before and I'll say it again. They are at LSU. Alabama has had an issue this year being on the road. Alabama is 6-2. Both of their losses have came when they were on the road. One against Tennessee and one against Vanderbilt. So I will take LSU. And I have a note here from Jackal, and I quote, "I don't know what LSU stands for. I think it means for Loser State University. Give me Bama."
Nice.
I could see him saying that.
Makes sense. Yeah. Actually, I kind of heard him say it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there's the day in the SEC, and we can turn our attention over to the NFL. I'm going to be honest. I was trying to figure out if Jackal had a theme for this one as well, because again, the last one was all SEC games. This one I don't know, because we're opening up with a weird game. I'm going to be honest, not watching this one, because Germany finally getting punished for their crimes during World War II, and they're being subjected to the Giants versus the Panthers in Munich.
With special guest referee Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah, it's going to be like fucking 9 a.m. our time, so there's no fucking way in hell I'm getting up that early on a Sunday.
I'm going to be at work
I had to
during this
listen to
game.
Machine Gun Kelly at 9 a.m., I would assume that's a war crime.
I'm sorry, 9:30,
be.
not 9, 9:30. Sorry.
I mean, the half hour doesn't make it any better.
No.
The only thing that really works is that I'll be at work. I will be getting paid to watch this game, and I'm going to watch it, and it's going to suck. I hope both teams either score all of the points or they score no points and the game ends in a 2-0 safety. Either sound great. But I will also be turning off the Machine Gun Kelly performance because no matter how much you pay me, I will not watch it.
Understandable. So who do you got between the two?
Oh God, do I want the team that sucks or the team that sucks?
Well, yeah.
You know what? I've seen a lot of stuff about the Giants can play good. I have not heard that. I have not heard that statement about the Panthers once. Just because I have heard that they can play good, I'm gonna go with the former Bill Belichick's. Give me the Patriots.
What?
I'm sorry. Wrong team. I'm not sure if this has come across yet, this whole podcast. I am not really here. I'm a little out of it. I made it super inconspicuous, I know.
All right, so
I gotta rethink this whole thing because genuinely I was thinking Patriots while Giants. So now that I know it's the Giants versus the Panthers, I'm gonna go with the former Tony D'Angelo's. Give me the Giants.
Okay, so the pick has not changed. Got it.
No, just my sanity.
Had to rethink, but still just as confident. Mike, who you got? Who you got between these two powerhouses of the NFL?
I didn't want to agree with Kevin's crackhead ass thinking, but I think I'm gonna have to. Give me the Giants.
That's fair. It's fair. I don't want to jump on the bandwagon, but I'm also going to go with the Giants here, purely because, again, both these teams are absolute trash. They're atrocious. But which team is the least smelling pile of shit, right? That's the question we have to ask. And I think the answer is gonna come down to the quarterbacks. Realistically, I think Daniel Jones is a much more fundamentally sound quarterback than Andy Dalton. I wouldn't even think Andy Dalton's anywhere near a top 25, and Daniel Jones is at least maybe low 20s, So again, it's a pile of shit versus a pile of shit, but which pile of shit would you prefer? I can't believe I'm saying this as an Eagles fan, but I guess the Giants.
Andy Dalton used to be pretty damn good.
Used to be.
But more so, I don't know if it's that Daniel Jones is good. I just think he's fucking tired, man. I think he's tired of being on a shit team. Like, the way his attitude has changed over the last couple of games, I just think he's fucking tired of losing. Like, I think he is officially fed up, and he's like, listen, we're not doing this shit anymore. Because, like, he's running it in on his own. He's hitting people. He's doing whatever he has to do. I'm like, good, man. Grow a personality, grow a spine, whatever you got to do.
Yeah, really, whatever you need to do, please, by all means, do it. Because it's going to be better than whatever the fuck is going on now. And then we have a note here from Jackal. Jackal about this game says, the Munich game. Oh, yeah, Lederhosen. Oh, mein Pretzel. Give me the Panzers.
Why is your note different than mine?
Huh?
Because yours is just a nude.
No, well, yeah, but over he says, I'm just here for the MGK concert.
Oh, that was supposed to be in confidence.
Oh, yeah, he didn't tell me about that. Well, hey, exposed. Maybe that's where he is. Maybe he's not in Japan at all. Maybe he's just getting on that early flight to Munich, so that way he can be there with enough time, get that railing seat.
Tracks.
Or maybe he's on the way to this next game that's going to happen over in the 1 o'clock spot. We got the battle of 4-4 versus the other team of 4-4. We got the San Francisco 49ers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Tampa Bay. Gentlemen, what do you got?
Tonight is going to really dictate my answer because the country is behind the Buccaneers right now. All right. They are going against the juggernauts, the undefeated champions themselves, the we can't be stopped, we will win referees and their team, the Chiefs, tonight on prime time, Monday night. All right. Let's go, Buccaneers.
I'll say this for your game for tonight. The Buccaneers are without their 2 top wide receivers. They are literally using 2 backup guys and a rookie as the wide receivers.
Yeah, Jawan Jennings and Chris Conley are both questionable, due back by this game on the 10th. So hopefully they're back.
Oh no, that's not good. Fuck. Regardless, the refs are going to win. I mean the Chiefs. Sorry.
What about the 49ers versus the Buccaneers? Which one's going to win there? The Chiefs aren't in the game.
I mean, I don't really... I'm just talking about... I was going to say, like, because if the Buccaneers win tonight, they're definitely going to lose that game. But since they're going to lose this game, I'm actually going to think the 49ers are going to beat them anyway.
So, 49ers?
I'm going to go 49ers.
All right. Mike, who you got?
Shit. Christian McCaffrey is tracking to be back. Now, that being said, I think Debo, is it Debo or Brandon Ayuk that's done for the season? Fuck, I can't remember.
Yes.
But one of the main wide receivers for the 49ers is done for the season. If they get McCaffrey back for that game, I think they take it. You know, if they don't, fuck it. Just to be different, give me the 49ers.
Nice.
All right. Mike also going with the 49ers.
Yeah, what do you mean just to be different?
It was a joke.
Mike, it wasn't very funny.
Well, you know what? I am going to be different because with Jawan Jennings and Chris Conley being out tonight, it's a question of how are they going to do coming back in or during this game, and I don't know if they'll be back, ready to go 100%. They should be, but we also have to remember this is the 49ers that we're talking about. Yeah, so they should be back 100%, but they might not be.
A lot of shoulds.
Yeah, there's a lot of should-bes. The 49ers have had a lot of should-bes. And so for that reason, I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. And then I got a note here from Jackal. He says, Yar har diddly dee, please help me. I've lost my peg leg and now I'm hobbling around the dock all by myself. Give me the Buccaneers.
Nice.
So why did he get so elaborate with it?
He just, I mean, let's be honest. I don't think this is going to be game of the week, so he might as well add a little spice to it.
No, I think this is going to be far from the game of the week.
Yeah, that whole sentence that he wrote out is going to be more entertaining than the entire game itself.
And then the last game here in our 6 games, I just realized it's 6 games. We should call it the pick. These are our pick sixes. There we go. Put a name on it.
Why do we only pick 6?
I don't know. It's just what we started with. But anyway, the last
count that much higher.
Yeah, honestly, the episodes are already long enough, man. But anyway, the last game here on this list, speaking of NFL powerhouses, one team that I actually legitimately have my eyes on being part of the NFC East, we have Pittsburgh versus the Washington Commanders at Washington. And I'm going to be honest, for years and years and years and years and years, I have shit on the Washington Commanders, and they're a mismanaged organization. They don't know what they're doing. They're trash. That nothing's ever going to happen. Now they're sitting 7-2.
Oh yeah.
So I listen as an Eagles fan. I have to see somebody sitting 7-2 and go, okay, all right, yeah, you're in my division, aren't you? All right, let's go. Like it's going to be. That's a team you got to have your eyes on.
Just play.
The Commanders just played against the Giants. Actually, both teams here just played against the Giants because the Steelers had a bye week. So before you give your picks, I know Jackal usually doesn't give you this information. I'll let you in on it.
My decision's already been made because I was going to make a statement.
It's fair. Oh, go ahead. By all means, the floor is yours.
I do recognize that they are 7-2 and that I'm not trying to diminish them. All I will say is they just played the Giants, which, you should win. But the game before that, I did watch, and they did not look great. Like, it seemed like a real beatable team. It just seems like a lot of things are working right now. They don't seem imposing. The Steelers, however, when things do get rolling, I feel like they're definitely more of a threat. So I'm actually going to go Steelers over Commanders. I think this is where the Commanders go 7-3.
Okay, all right. We got FGK going for the Steelers. Like that.
I am easily going to pick Washington.
Yep, Mike's going Washington. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. So am I. But just to kind of fill you in here. So the last time both of these teams, their last game was against the Giants. The Steelers played against the Giants on October 28th. And then they had a bye week after that, I'm assuming, which is how this is possible. The result was 26-18. The Steelers won, and the Commanders played against the Giants on November 3rd. Also a win for the Commanders, 27-22. So seeing how they stack up against that same team, both of them still coming out with a win. But it does definitely look like the Washington offense may have been just a little bit more effective against the Giants. So there's at least a little bit of a comparison between the two, and it's probably, I don't even know how often you get it lining up like that, where they go up against the same team, both as their last game.
Not a lot.
Yeah, not a lot. And then we have we actually have a steel I-beam that Jackal wrote his message on for this one. So I
elaborate this week.
Yeah, I think I can figure out who he's picking. But all he said was, "Let's go, Don," which I'm assuming is just supposed to be Pittsburgh stuff. I know I'm not from Pittsburgh, so I really don't know. But he scratched it on this eye beam in blood, so he may have also been bleeding out. There's a lot of A's. It looks a little smeared too.
That makes sense, actually.
Well,
Maybe we should
saw
go
what
save
happened
him.
with Kev to blood loss. So
Yeah.
anything's possible.
It's true. Yeah, there's been a lot of blood loss on this podcast.
Sometimes things happen.
If we ever host a pay-per-view anywhere, we could just call it blood loss.
Mm-hmm.
There's bad blood. There's, blood money. Blood loss sounds like the next reasonable one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, you guys got anything else you want to talk about? Because, that's some wrestling. That's the last week of football. This week of football, we got a lot to look forward to. We got a pre-taped Raw tonight because they were over in Saudi. So it's they pre-taped this one. We got a Saudi crowd. We'll see what happens there. I have seen some spoilers online.
Ooh, do tell, because at this point it's going to be Saturday and it won't be spoilers. But I'm not going to watch because I'm probably going to watch the game anyway. So why don't you go ahead and spoil that shit?
Yeah. So all I saw is just that there's going to be more people beating up on Adam Pearce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you had something juicy, honestly.
No.
You gave me lettuce, honestly.
No, Kev, this is a Saudi Raw. There's nothing good that happens there. But that's I guess if you guys are good, that's going to do it for us. Wait a minute. No, that's not going to do it for us because we have one more thing that we have to do. You see, last week on last week's episode, there was a little bit of a new thing started, a little bit of a comment of the week. I know there was a little bit of discussion about what it would be presented as, but the comment of the week last week was comment, what's Mike's favorite food? I'm glad to report, thanks to Annan, we have one. Love the show. I want to know Mike's favorite food, though. Mike, what's your favorite food?
My favorite food, so we're talking about like something I could probably have like all day, every day, or at least like once a day, every day, if I had to.
This is Desert Island. This is, you get one food. This is, you could have it every day. It's a treat yourself, whatever.
It's something that you can't fuck up. Well, you can, but even when it's fucked up, it's usually pretty decent. It's just a nice pizza, man. Like, pizza is such a good go-to food. You can do it whatever way you want. It's always just fantastic.
Do you have a preferred style of pizza?
Honestly, I am quite the traditionalist when it comes to pizza. Just cheese and pepperoni.
Nice.
I like the way it makes me feel.
That's actually fair. That's lovely.
Hey, we all need to have something. And I guess what should the comment of the week be this week? I don't know if we want to, or should we tell them what the comment is? Because I feel like comment of the week, they should comment something and then we pick it to highlight it instead of asking them to ask us a question, so that way we can answer the question.
Well, really, it's supposed to be, it could be, hey, what do you guys like? But typically, like, a comment would be something they leave and then we read it off. They're like, hey, I've always wondered, since we've been hearing your voice.
What's Mike's favorite position?
Depends on the lady.
In football?
I was talking about wrestling position.
Oh,
what are you talking about?
Oh, crossface.
Damn, quick answer. All right, we got a twofer.
Yeah.
We got it. Anyway, if you want your comment,
you can really wrench back on that,
Yeah.
Hey, yo. If you want your comment to be read off on air, I know exactly where to find the comments now. So good news. I'm reading them.
Nice.
They're over on YouTube and they're over on Spotify, but they're only on Spotify mobile. Don't ask me why. If you're over on YouTube, you should go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell icon too, so that way you're notified whenever we post. We post every Saturday at noon. That's when we go live. We're also over on Twitter at 3CountOutPod. We are on Blue Sky at 3CountOutPod.bsky.app. By all means, don't feel obliged, but if you do make any art, don't post it on Twitter because Elon Musk will use it to train the AI. Post it on Blue Sky where you still retain your rights. Also, if you're over on Spotify, make sure you hit that follow. Make sure you rate us. Shout out to the let's see here. Shout out to the 1% of our listeners in Russia.
Nice.
I see you listening, and I see you not followed.
До свидания.
Yeah, that's right. I'm calling out like 2 or 3 specific people right now. I don't know who you are.
This is
but
how
you better
we find
follow us.
Out, Era accidentally fell off a roof in Russia now. Great.
No. Listen, I've never been to Russia. Yeah, you can't prove anything.
Well, that's just it. You've never been, and all of a sudden you're going to be the one accidentally falling off a roof in Russia.
Maybe. Anyway, to the 2 or 3 people that are listening to us in Russia, I can see that you're listening to us on Spotify and you're not followed. You should be followed. Spotify should not give me access to that granular of data, but they have. So,
and you hurt his feelings.
Wow.
Also, shout out to the 3.2% of people that listen on iHeartRadio, 3.4% of people that listen on Apple Podcasts, 19.3% people that listen to us on the Spotify web browser, and then 71% of people that listen to us natively in the Spotify app. And then shout out to the 33 point something, like almost a third percent total of viewers that are just to us on YouTube. I did some math today. I got bored during my lunch.
Yes, you did. Look at all this new
I like
and nifty
hearing
information.
our voices on YouTube. I don't know why.
It just makes me feel something.
You can hear our voices anywhere. Anywhere the RSS feed can go, I'll put it.
Yeah, Mike. We can be heard anywhere on anything. I could move to Portugal and I could look you up on iHeartRadio because apparently that's still a thing, and I could just still listen to you.
Gotta learn to say something dirty in other languages.
Yeah. Donde está el Tuquitos?
Yeah.
Okay, are we gonna wrap this up, or are we just gonna rant in Spanish?
I feel like I got
about
my point
libraries
across
or whatever.
There's no other way for me to make that statement any clearer.
Well, you know what? Fair point.
Hey, listen. That's where you can find the podcast. But if you've enjoyed me, you can find me over at twitch.tv/EraV1, or you can find me at youtube.com at EraV1Music.
What about you?
Well, I mean, if you like YouTube channels where someone uploads infrequently, I'm your guy. Let me tell you, you can find me over at youtube.com/FireGuyKev.
Hey, at least you finally admitted it. We have that on recording.
You finally admitted it.
If you liked me, listen to this, or you'll hear my voices in voices. I don't know why I have more of them now.
Oh.
I guess I do.
You hear voices in your head, they counsel you, you understand?
I have changed my voice off and on during the podcast, so I guess I can say voices now. But you will hear me muffling softly in the background of their streams.
Yeah, you will.
Otherwise, if you don't like me, find me at your local food court picking the gum off the bottom of the tables.
It's like recycling.
I make art with it.
That's lovely.
You make art with it.
Yeah.
What kind?
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
I would love to.
I want to show you. I want to show you some art I made. Look, it's this totally 100% paper mache of this steel chair because I'm going to NXT in the ECW arena. So I brought this totally 100% paper mache, not a real chair, strapped in paper.
Up
steel
close,
chair.
It also smells like a steel chair.
Yeah, it really does. And if you look, again, you guys are the Dudley Boys of Detroit, so I got you guys a very special gift. If you look right behind you, you'll see totally 100% there.
I don't see anything yet.
A real table.
Oh, there is a table. Look at that.
That's nice. I like that.
I'm coming from behind. Boom! Chair shot. I got count.
Oh my God,
I got him
Mike.
down. Mike, count it. Count it or you're next. Count it.
1, 2, 3. Okay, I don't want to be next. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't get those pins often. I don't get them often.
Mike.
Are you okay? You're not supposed to bend like that.
Oh, I took the wind out of me.
That chair
Yeah.
dented your skull. You have a divot. Like a
Yeah, it wasn't paper mache.
divot.
It wasn't paper mache. It was a heavy duty chair too, not even one of the lightweight ones.
I can feel it.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
It also was solid steel.
Oh, yeah.
This chair is 90 pounds.
Oh, yeah. Tua's calling. I can hear Tua. Tua's speaking to me.
Tua, is that you? I'm coming, Tua.
I know exactly how he feels right now.